Yeah, I'm recording now.
Okay.
So, yeah, say hello to Dr. Arjun.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello to Arjun.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
Yes. So today we are in the third section of mentorship.
Yes.
Supervisions. Let's see if this group SG3
Yeah.
is able to find out the answer and respond to your query last week. Last week.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I see. So I'll pass this session to you, Dr. Arjun.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. So last week, when we had a session, so I told you to like redo the design thinking, and also we saw about business model canvas. So can you like share your screen and like go through the design thinking report? So who did you meet? Like what did you find out from them? And also like go through your business model canvas with me.
Okay.
Ali, your background is bit. Is there a lot of people talking in the back? Your background was a bit noisy.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, sir.
Okay, please proceed now. All right, Mr. Ali.
Wait, I try to share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it? Okay. You can see my screen.
Yes.
Share? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me zoom in. Okay. So this is our design thinking report. So
Okay, maybe we can first start from the design thinking. So like last week, like when we had the last session, I told you to like go as a team
okay,
to
sorry,
a farmer, and yeah.
Wrong. Okay, this one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. So this is our design thinking report. So the farmer that we have met actually is my father.
Okay.
He has a farm, palm oil. Okay, so actually we do an interview to him via call, because we don't if we all go to the farm it's too far, so we just call him to interview. So for the empathy in the recent years, agriculture growth has been one of the most talked about issues regarding the development of technology in farming. An interview was conducted to learn the real problem faced the farmers, which is firstly the lack of knowledge about technology that related to the agriculture. So my father has has knowledge about the farming, because the farm actually his side income. So he has another job. So the farm actually just his side income. So farmer want the plant fertile by knowing the type and strength of the farmland soil, and monitor the soil precisely in terms of temperature, humidity, and pH values. So for the define, which is the problem of soil in farming. Soil fertility is destroying day after day due to the usage of chemical fertilizer. Lack of awareness, knowledge, farmer lack of knowledge to identify and solve problems related to soil in farming. And then lack of mechanism to use labor to identify the condition of the farm. It will take a lot of time and need to use a lot of renewable energy. And then intensive area of farmland, covering a large area with minimum labor. So next, need to spend money. Need to spend at portion workers wages, and also medical bill for workers. Next, I will pass to next presenter.
Hi, so I will present about the idea for this project. So firstly, we will do the monitor the soil condition using soil integrated sensor 7-in-1. So this function is to measure the soil moisture, temperature, electrical conductivity, the pH, nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus value. Next, it will develop a system that can display information about the soil condition from a distance. So first deploy LoRa. And then we will develop a system with master and client unit. So for this system, the master unit used to monitor the data at the office, and client units are placed at the field or land to collect the data. And next is a portable design for easy move and relocates purpose. And nextly is a sufficient amount of supply for unit to work at the day at night. And we use solar panel for day usage and battery at cloudy and night time. And lastly, we will install GPS module at the unit. So this will allow the user to know the exact coordinate of each of client units.
So, do you want to see the video of the farm?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the my father farm. So it's quite big because it's like 2 acre. And then the farm also very far away from the main road. And this farm also managed by my father alone. So and he quite old, so he doesn't have enough energy to monitor all of the farm. So in the end, he had to um, uh, he had to pay another person to manage the farm. So so that's why from the okay, that's all.
Okay, so what problem statement have you defined after doing this exercise? So there are like a few different problems that you have stated. So what is the final definition of your problem statement?
Follow statement. So the follow the final follow statement is I think the farmer is lack of knowledge about the farm, about the condition of the soil, about the knowledge about the farming, and then also the farmer also is quite old and don't have energy to manage the farm alone, so he had to pay another person to manage the uh, farm, so it will cost the farmer a lot of money, and then because the farm also is far from the main road, so we will hard to manage the farm also.
Okay, so the problem statement needs to be very crisp. So it should be like only one sentence or two sentence, probably like this is the problem and we are going to solve by doing something. So like it should be like very crisp. So if someone asks you, okay, what problem you are solving, you just need to say them in one sentence. Like if you like say them if you give them lot of information, then they will not really understand what you are really trying to do. So because like when you say like 4 or 5 different problems together in a single problem statement, then the audience will start to get confused. So okay, so what are you really then trying to solve? But if you just give them like one sentence, okay, this is the problem and I'm going to solve by doing this, that's it. Then later like he can understand, and later he can like ask more questions to like get more details from you. But like in the very first instance, if you give a lot of problem statements, then the audience will not really understand what you are trying to do. So that is one suggestion. Okay, so let's see the business model canvas. So have you done any prototype yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so now we have the problem definition. You have ideated few different solutions. So which idea you are now going to choose for prototyping and then for also building the business model canvas? Because if you use many different ideas, then for each of the idea you need to build a business model canvas, because each of the idea will have separate key partners, key activities. So okay, so we are going to develop a portable IoT monitoring system with GPS for smart farming. So okay, so just go through the business model canvas.
Okay. And Arif, I will present about the development of portable IoT monitoring system with GPS for smart farming. Okay, first point is for the key partner. For the business model, we need business model canvas for this project is we need the agriculture team and the IoT team or technical team, which is the agriculture team will advise us about the more information about the plant and another for plantation like and like Ali have interview their father, which is the farmer. The next for the IoT team is for the more information for the IoT things and how to assemble it and how to configure the model. Okay. The second point is channel. If we have managed to create our prototype, we have a plan to store or market the plantation and agriculture. Okay. Second is the third-party developer tools and APIs, and the third platform is in the internet or online store. Okay. For the key activities, we need to have the platform development and maintenance. We also do the monitoring and installment. And also, if we need to improve our model, our prototype, through the feedback, we can do a research and offering the solution to a farmer. Okay, for the key resources, we need a network. We also need the agriculture expertise and also IoT or electronic component supplier. Okay, for the next point, for the customer relationship, we have discussed to have the service platform and also the sale process, and also have the learning at the site like farm and or the smart farming indoor or outdoor. Okay, next for the value proposition, we have the global connectivity. We also do a sharing ideas. We also develop the brand publishing, and also our prototype has the easy accessibility. We can expand the business in the online and the marketplace. Okay. Like for the customer segment, we have the section with the farmer or the user, and also the developer. And the third point is for the marketer and advertiser. Okay, for the cost structure, we need to calculate the cost through the tools or device, and also for the maintenance, and also to do a research and development. And the last is for the customer service, like the maintenance if the prototype is have a problem or broken. Okay, for the last point is the revenue stream, which is we have a tool which is payment revenue and sale of offers. Okay, that's all for us. Thank you.
Okay. So can you zoom out this so that like it looks like everything can be seen in. Okay. Okay. So why didn't you use the template that I gave you?
I've tried it use, but they need to convert. I didn't manage to convert to edit it because
Okay, okay.
I get the full of the slide. That's why
Okay.
I try to do the on another tool. But I will try again
Okay.
to edit.
Because the reason is if you use the template that I gave you, it will be easier for you to really see everything in a single
Oh.
page, because here because it is like so vertical, like the height is so high, big, that you can't really see unless you zoom in. So if you start to zoom in, then it will make you to really think only about that particular thing. But if you have this one big page, then you can really see each and everything, and you can start to understand the relationship between every of the 9 different things. So coming to the key partners. Okay, so the agriculture team, yes, farmers are definitely your key partners, but the IoT and the technical team is your key resources.
Yes,
It is not your key partner. Basically, you are going to hire a IoT and the technical team to build your IoT monitoring system. So it should come into the key resources. Then can you zoom in a little bit? Zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Channels, store or market. Okay. Store or market is definitely a channel, but the third party developer tools, again, and the APIs, it is again key resources. It is not a channel. It is not a channel that you are going to use to sell your IoT sensor. So of course, yes, you can sell your IoT sensor using a store, using internet or online store, but you can't sell your IoT sensor using third party developer tools and APIs. So third-party developer tools and APIs should come under key resources. Then key activities, platform development, maintenance, monitoring and installing, research and offering the solution for farmer. Yes, everything is correct, but you forgot to include the hardware development itself. Like it's more, whatever you have written is more focused only towards the software, but then there is this IoT sensor, GPS. So you need to first of all build that hardware, then you need to like code it using the software. So the hardware is the most important thing here. So yes, you need like someone who is having that expertise in hardware design and things like that. Then key resources, yes, network, yes, it's a key resources. Yes, agricultural expertise is a key resource. IoT electronics component supplier should come as a partner, basically.
Okay.
So IoT and electronic component supplier should be a partner. IoT and electronic engineer should be a key resources. Okay. Then customer relationship, yes, service platform, Salesforce, learning at a site, yes, of course, like you need to like teach them how to use these things. So basically you are establishing some relationship, so that is fine. But value proposition, what is the real uniqueness here? Like global connectivity, sharing ideas, brand publishing, easy accessibility are all kind of like features of your product. They are not the uniqueness of your product. So you need to be very careful with features and uniqueness. Every product will have a feature, but whether every product has a uniqueness, that is what you need to find out. So value proposition here means it's not a feature. It is basically the uniqueness. So if I'm going to again get an IoT sensor with GPS from the market, so if I go to Amazon and if I type IoT sensor with GPS, and if I can get that one, then why should I buy yours? What is the uniqueness you are offering? There should, if you don't offer anything unique, then basically you are going to compete with price. So see, like, okay, there is product A, there is product B, same functionality, same features. Product A is $10, product B is $5. Which will you buy? Obviously product B, right? So if you don't have any uniqueness, then you are going to start competing with price. If you start competing with price, then your profit is going to come down. Because see, like, then now if you sell it at $5, then your competitor is going to start selling it at $4. Then you are going to again reduce the price to $3, and this price war will go till to a point that there is no profit for anyone. You finally you will come to a point where, okay, it costs you like $2 to manufacture, then maximum you can go down to only $3. That's it. Then you are going to also get only $1 as profit. Your competitor is also going to get only $1 as profit. So this will basically like kind of like a destructive force, which like kinds of like reduces the profitability of you and your competitor. But if you compete with uniqueness, that's what when I told you last time, like there is this two ketchup bottle. One is like the glass ketchup bottle, one is the plastic squeezing ketchup bottle. So there is some unique feature. With that squeezing ketchup bottle, you can price it more higher than the glass ketchup bottle. So value proposition, you need to think what is the most unique offering that you are providing through your product. So you need to think that. Then customer segments, yes, of course, farmer, users. I don't think marketers and advertisers are your customer segments, because you are not going to market. You are not going to, it's not like a YouTube, right? Like it's not like YouTube where like any advertiser can market, because it is basically just a sensor that you are going to install it. So maybe in the sensor you can like put a sticker of your advertiser or something like that, but it is not sustainable like solution, right? Like if it is a YouTube platform, if it's a digital platform, of course you can put a lot of advertisements, but if it is a hardware product, then it is really difficult to put new advertisements. So only farmers are your customer segments. Probably the government can also be your customer segment. Probably some big organizations like who are helping farmers can be your customer segments. Then of course big B2B companies. So for example, if you take so let's say for example we take like Unilever. So Unilever like has this parachute coconut oil and all, right? So hope you know these things, right? Like we all have some coconut oil brand and all, right? Like coconut oil brand. So basically they get all these coconuts from the farmers, right? So probably such bigger organizations who depend on like raw materials from farmers can be your customer segment. So you can like you can speak with them and like tell them to like install your sensors across all the farms they maintain, so that their yield is now more, something like that. So they can be your customer segment. Then cost structure, yes, tools, device maintenance, research and development, customer service. Yeah, that's correct. Revenue streams, yeah. So basically, you just sell your hardware and you are going to get some revenue. So yeah, so okay. So the main thing to note here is like you need to really understand what value you are providing. Like what is the uniqueness of your product? You need to find it out. Okay. Okay, so let's jump into today's session. So let's jump into today's session. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so today we are at session 3. So last 2 sessions we saw about design thinking, business model canvas. So then today's session we are going to see more about financial modeling, preparing your investor presentation, and also how to present your startup to anyone, like whether it is a customer or whether it is an investor or whether it is any stakeholder. So we are going to see these things, and then you are going to, this week's assignment will be to prepare a financial model for your startup, then prepare the investor presentation for your startup, and also you will then demo your prototype next week, and you will present your startup idea not next week, in the next session, which is on 8th January. Okay, so far we saw about design thinking and lean startup, very important frameworks. If you go to any company, if you go and speak with some top management in your company, and if you go and speak with them about how they are doing design thinking, then they will really be impressed, because like that's what they are doing, and probably they don't expect like juniors like you to like really understand this, but if you show this understanding, then it is something that will impress your top management. So that is why we are like doing this exercise. So design thinking, lean startup, like 5 steps: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Lean startup: build, measure, learn. So that's what we have seen. And then once you have your idea, so how to think about the other aspects of business, we saw using the business model canvas. And again, you need to like validate these things. So whatever you fill in the business model canvas, you again and again you need to validate. So once you fill something as a value proposition, as I told before, whether it is kind of like aligned with your customer's expectation, aligned with the customer segments, that you need to like again check, validate, speak with key partners, speak with your key resources, costing, revenue streams. So today we are going to see about this costing. So that is what I mean by financial model. So when you have an idea, you need to think about how much it will cost you if you want to develop that idea, if you want to develop that as a product, whether it is a software product or whether it is a hardware product, but you need money, right? Like without money, you can't develop anything. So how much money you need? That's what we are going to see today. And then also like how to efficiently present your startup idea. Okay, so there is one question. The solution: instruct the farmer to timely spray the fertilizers with the right type and amount. Seems to be idiot-proof solution. The solution appears to be too challenging for the developer to map and capture the intelligence in a single solution. Sir, can you elaborate a little bit more about the question?
Yeah, this is just to share. I received
Okay.
previous comment, just to share. It probably is not concerned with IDP.
Okay.
We have previous comment from some innovator during the exhibition about the project, right?
Okay.
The visitor commented the data is value, it's not the system. Yeah. And there's even what they call further comments, right?
Okay.
They expect, right? The innovator expect the farmers need some sort of idiot-proof solutions on the advice on how to timely, right? Timely mean on the schedule, on the right type of the fertilizers and the crops, right?
Yeah.
And with the optimized cost, right, compared to what they are doing now. So it sounds like for the developer, right? As a developer, engineers are developers, and if we are the developer, probably the knowledge level on these crops and the fertilizer and all this, it could be insufficient to map all this into a single solution. And if we did, right, probably the time for development could be too long and too lengthy to come up with a solution which probably might not be profitable and survive,
Yeah.
right, for the aim, right? So it sounds like a dilemma, right? So what do you think about this situation?
So that's why we need to kind of like get aligned with the customer segment that we are targeting. So
I agree.
for
Yes,
example,
yes.
so for example, if they are only doing coconut farming, then like they are going to only have coconut trees there. So that is going to solve. So we can't like come up with a one solution that will be applicable for all the plantations. So that's why we need to like really target like so our uniqueness should really target with the customer segment. So if it is coconut farmer, so if Malaysia has a lot of like coconut trees, and if the Malaysia is doing a lot of coconut farming, then we just target coconut farming. But of course, like there is also this rice farming, which is like a little bit different. So then if we want to target the rice farming, then we need to like come up with a solution that is specifically targeted for rice farming. So we can have this as a product portfolio. Like so our company basically like, okay, helps with the farming, helps with automation. So we have like we can come up with like many products. So one product is like suitable for, okay, this sensor is suitable for coconut farming, this suitable for like rice farming, this suitable for mango farming. So then we can like also increase our profit margin by like diversifying into different products. That's what like every company will is doing, right? So if you take any shampoo company, so they will have an anti-dandruff shampoo, anti-hair fall shampoo, shampoo specifically for women's, shampoo specifically for men, shampoo specifically for babies. So it's how like they diversify into different products. So each product will target a separate customer segment, and with that they will increase their profits.
Yeah. I think the idea is to think on the shoe of the farmer what they need, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you are right. But the challenge is for engineers who are not farmers at all, right?
So that's why the
could be
key
a challenge,
partners, that's why the key partners are very important. Like we
Yeah.
need to have a farmer, like a team of farmers with us during our development. So like possibly if we can even hire a farmer like to be with us like during like 2-3 months, it is still good, like because like without their inputs, like their inputs are like very important.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. We need these partners, right? But probably the challenge is that the partner of the farmer, a lot of time they are not well educated. Probably the gap between the technologies, the requirement.
But
there could be a gaps there.
So they like we should not expect them to like advise us in the technological aspects. We should just expect them to advise us on the farming aspects.
Yes,
Then we should
yes.
as an engineer translate that requirement into like into the technological aspect.
Yeah. We come across with this challenge, right? And the farmer they don't use this measurement unit as what the sensor used for. They use it in a very humans the normal practice is 1 acre of land, how many pack of fertilizer. that is the idea. The term they use, how many pack of fertilizer from 1 acre land. But that is very contradicting with the measurement unit that we have. So there's a gap of translation, right, between the unit that we apply, right? So it confuses, right? I think you are right. What we need a farmer, right? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much for enlightening.
Yes, sir. Okay, so today we are going to see 3 different things. As I told, financial modeling, like which is like building up the cost structure of your company or your startup. Then how to present your startup and preparing a presentation, a good presentation. Like a technical presentation is different from an investor presentation. So we are going to see today how to prepare a good investor presentation. Because like as an engineer, yes, we are all very good in doing a technical presentation, but investor presentation is like completely opposite. It's like you all know about a NOT gate, right? So if you give 1, it is going to give 0. If you give 0, it is going to give 1, right? So completely like opposite. So investor presentation does not have any technical details into it. It's all focused on like how much money you need, how much money your company can make. So that's what we are going to see today. Okay, so financial modeling, it's very simple. So how much money you need, basically, like what is the cash in of your company? So if you are going to start a company tomorrow, okay, so you have an idea today, you are going to incorporate a company tomorrow. So how much cash is going to come inside your company? How much cash is going to go outside of your company? That is what we call as a cash flow statement. Okay, if the university is giving you a funding of, let's say, 5,000 ringgits, so then that is cash in. So okay, like so university, so you incorporate a company, you open up a bank account in the name of the company, the university is transferring your company 5,000 ringgits. So then in your cash flow statement, the cash in is 5,000 ringgits. So then if Aliuddin like purchases a Raspberry Pi board, okay, he's going to spend like 200 ringgits. So then, okay, cash out to Raspberry Pi board is 200 ringgits. Then if Arif is going to buy a IoT sensor, you are going to spend like probably 300 ringgits. So then cash out 300 ringgits. So this is what you are going to do it by forecasting, not by the events happening. So as an entrepreneur, you need to forecast how much money you will spend for the next 12 months or for the next 24 months. That is what any investor will expect. So how much money you are going to spend, how much revenue you are going to come, what are all your milestones. If you are going to develop this project, how much time it will take, when are you going to spend money for each of this component, how much money you are going to spend. If you are going to hire anyone, how much money you are going to spend. So this is what you are going to build for the next 12 months or 24 months. That is what we call as financial modeling. So revenue basically it contains two things. One is the revenue and one is the cost. And of course, if there is any investment, that will also come inside this financial modeling. And when you consider revenue, you also need to consider when you will start to get revenue. So, okay, if you are going to start developing your product and if you feel that, okay, for the next 6 months, I'm going to just develop this product, then, okay, your revenue is going to come only from the 7th month onwards. Then do you have enough money in your bank account to run your operations for the 6 months? Okay, so for example, let's say I was running a medical device startup. The revenue will come after only 2 years, because as a medical device startup, we need to do a lot of validation. We need to get a lot of regulatory clearance. So for the next 2 years, I am not going to get a single money inside the company. I'm not going to get any revenue. So how do I fund my operations? So this is where when I speak with the investor, I will say that, okay, for the next 2 years, these are all the costs I'm going to incur. So on total, I need $1 million for my company, and my company will start to make revenue from the 24th month onwards. And each month, my company is expected to generate like, okay, $10,000 of revenue or $20,000 of revenue. So this is what you need to build for your startup. And when I speak about cost, like there are like different types of cost. One is fixed cost, variable cost, one-time cost. So fixed costs are basically like it does not change, because if you take an office space, you are going to pay the rent every month the same. If you are going to buy any equipment, you are going to like spend that money, like that is fixed. But some things like the variable cost. So sometimes, okay, like you get a sensor, like the one sensor gets damaged, then okay, you get like 2 sensors instead for a safer side. So these are something like a variable cost. And one-time costs are like legal costs, basically, like, okay, when you incorporate a company, like you need to pay government certain money. So these are all like one-time costs. So basically, if you build this financial model, it will help you to understand how much money you need to achieve all of your milestones, how much money you are going to burn each month, how much money you are going to spend each month, what is your customer acquisition cost. So if you are going to acquire one customer, how much money you are going to spend. So if you just, okay, for example, okay, you publish a TV advertisement for 10,000 ringgits and you get 10,000 customers after publishing this, then your customer acquisition cost is 1 ringgit. But you put this advertisement for 10,000 ringgit and you get only one customer, then for one customer you are spending 10,000 ringgits. And so you need to like make profits accordingly. So it will help you when you build this financial model, it will help you to understand all these things. So let's see a financial model. I want to show you one financial model that I made for my company. But of course, these numbers are I changed these numbers because kind of like confidential. So these numbers are like very imaginary. So, but I just want to like give you the understanding of how to build this financial model. So okay, so when I go and speak with an investor, I will say that okay, today is April. If you give me like $1 million, of course, like $1 million, they will not give you like immediately like as $1 million. Maybe they will give you as 2 payments, and for 1 payment they will define some milestones. Okay, with this payment, what are all the things you will be able to do? Okay, so if I give you $400,000, what will you do? Okay, so if you give me $400,000, I will complete all my product development, then I will be ready for my sales. And then if you give me another $600,000, with that I will now form partnerships with many partners, establish all my customer channels, and then I will start to sell. So then employment cost. Okay, so for each person, how much money you are going to pay? See, this is a forecast. If you see this, it will go like all the way till like 2024. So this is a forecast. You need to really think how much money you are going to spend for the next 2 years. Because if you don't think that, if you just tell the investor, okay, today I need like $10,000, that's it. Then the investor is going to ask you, okay, like with this $10,000, then what are you going to do? If you just tell him that, okay, with this $10,000, I'm just going to go to a pub, like enjoy my life, then no one is going to invest in your company, right? So you need to like show them where you are going to spend your money. You need to show like accounts for each and every penny that they are going to give you. So then employment cost. So who all you are going to hire in your team in order for you to develop and commercialize this product? Like you need to consider each and everyone, like including marketing, sales, legal, regulatory. Like it really depends upon the field you are going to be in, but you need to consider all of these things. Then product development cost, how much money you are going to spend for hardware components, how much money you are going to spend for prototyping, whether you are going to use any consumables, reagents, how much money you are going to spend for fabrication. If it is an electronic product, then of course you need to do some testing, get some regulatory clearance. So how much money you are going to spend for testing, regulatory clearance? If you are going to file a patent for your product, how much money you are going to spend for filing the patent? Then all this product testing, then general cost. Basically, if you are going to set up an office space, how much money you are going to spend? If you are going to travel, how much money you are going to spend? So all these things. So once you like fill up all these things, every month you will know how much money is going to go out of your company. And if you like use Excel, it will basically help you to like calculate all of these things. So for example, if you have $400,000 coming inside your company today through any investment, then how much money is going to be reduced every month? So if you see this, like you can see, okay, so every month on an average, my burn rate, my monthly burn rate is like $40,000. So if you don't have $40,000 every month, then it means your company will die. So on total, for 1 million, if you put all of these things, then this is where you need to really understand. So at some point, you will start to get minus, because see, like you are going to spend money, right? Like the money, whatever investment you are getting is going to be now reduced. So by this month, you need fresh funds coming in, like either as investment or you need to start generating revenue. So when you build the financial model like this, it will help you to really understand how much money you need. So for your startup, you are going to build a financial model like this, like how much money you are going to spend every month, how many people you are going to hire for this company, like how much money you are going to spend for prototyping, fabrication, testing, office space, marketing, sales. You need to think about everything. So whatever you thought in the cost structure in the business model canvas, now we are like zooming in, and we are now building a model which is going to help you understand how much money you need. So your activity will be to build this financial model for the next 1 year, starting from Jan 2023, you are going to build this financial model until like December 2023. So far, any questions in this financial model? Any questions?
No.
Okay. So then let's.
I have one question.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
For example, the students. What is your advice that the student right, has never been in business before? How could they estimate the costs? How do they estimate the rental, and how do they estimate the costs in 24 months or in 12 months?
Yes, sir. So basically, they need to speak with people outside. So that is the main purpose of giving these activities. It's not like because like as students, I know that they will only like speak with their friends, like probably like they all speak within their team members, but they need to start speaking outside of their outside of the student circle. Like probably like, okay, so Aliuddin can ask the help of his father who is a farmer. So maybe his father will have some contacts. Then maybe Alif's parents are like doing some business, or maybe they know someone in this business community. So like how much rent? So if you are going to like, so of course, so sometimes you can also like put up some assumption here, but this assumption needs to be true to a certain extent. So for example, okay, if I put this $2,500 here, you need to validate. So you should not like, okay, I'm going to spend $10,000. I'm going to get a fancy office in Kuala Lumpur Petronas Towers. It is not like that. With that $10,000, can you just get an office space for the entire 1 year in Johor? The investor is going to ask you like this. So if your assumption is, okay, you put like $10,000 every month, you think that, okay, I need a fancy office. I'm going to set up my office in Kuala Lumpur Petronas Tower. Then you put $10,000 here. Then the investor will ask you, oh, why do you need $10,000 for your office space? Then you say them that, oh, I need my office space in Petronas Tower. Then the investor is going to say, hey, you are not going to do any luxury business, right? Why can't you like take an office space in Johor? Like in Johor, probably the rental is like only $500. For the whole year, it is going to cost you only $5,000, right? So why do you need to like spend that much money for office space? So they need to start speaking with like people outside of the student circle, sir.
Yeah.
Of course they can also like assume few things. Maybe for this hiring cost, they can see LinkedIn, they can see the job portals. Maybe they mention the salary range that they are offering for certain positions. So if you are looking to hire a hardware engineer who has experience for 5 years, go and see in LinkedIn, go and see in all the job portals. Maybe a company will post same requirement like you, like, okay, they are looking for a hardware engineer, and see how much money they are paying. So that is your baseline value here. So if they are paying you like $2,000, then you can't put $1,000 here, because the investor will ask you, okay, like, see, the market rate is now $2,000. So if you put only $1,000, then you are underestimating. But at the same time, if you put like $5,000, then again the investor is going to question you. The market rate is only 2,000. Why are you putting $5,000? So for everything, you need some backup. Where is your information coming from? You need to do some validation.
Yeah, interesting. And then I also wondering about the process, right? We can draft out a cost, right? A cost of a projection in 24 months that is without any income, right? In the 12 months or 24 months. Then we present it and ask for money, and then there will be some comment, and based on every item that we projected and propose, right?
Yes, sir.
So what about the event? What about if the proposal of this cash flow has been accepted and we got the money? What is the after event? Is the investor or maybe or maybe the party, any party who give the money, we're going to monitor every item per period
Yes,
of
sir.
time?
So they usually don't monitor like each and every item, but of course, like they will expect us to provide them a quarterly report. So
Quarterly
in that,
report, yeah.
yes, so in that quarterly report, we will be submitting them that for each month, like, okay, how much money we spent on like on what are all the things we spent money on, what is the next quarterly projection. So for example, if we say that, okay, like we hired the chief scientist and we paid him only like $2,000, then we could like say them, okay, like we are now saving like $1,000 here every month. So something like that, but they are not going to like monitor each and every item unless it is like too much out of the projection we made. So if, for example, we put $3,000 and if we hire a scientist for $10,000, then the investor is going to raise a question. Oh, like you budgeted only $3,000, but now why you are hiring for like $10,000? But probably if we hire for like $3,500, then the investor will not care. So we need so that's why like our assumption should be like realistical, maybe plus or minus 20% is 20% is like acceptable.
Okay.
Yes,
I get the message. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
On a period of time, not every month, on a period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
all spending should be
Accounted.
accounted,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes. So why? Because so if, for example, okay, so let's say here the most big amount of money is like this hardware prototype. So let's say like $5,000. If we like completely forgot this, and then in the quarterly report, if we put, okay, like like now I am going to spend like $10,000 or $5,000 for doing this prototyping, then the investor is going to now really ask, why didn't you like budget it out? Like, so then you are not careful with your financial planning. So that will like give a bad impression about us to the investor. So that's why like we need to like really speak with many people who are also doing the same business to understand like where they are also like spending money, like how much money they are spending for things like this.
Is it possible to share a template of guidelines, something similar to this? Probably you have a lot of secret in this template. Is it possible, sort of this what you call frameworks of the
I can like delete a few of these things. Like of course, like these numbers are like, as I told before, I like are imaginary because I changed all the confidential numbers. So I can like still like delete few things, and I can like give this as a template so that the students can use it to fill. But of course, like few things the student needs to really also think, because like this is from the perspective of my business, but for their business there will be maybe few things that I haven't included here. So the student needs to think those things and like include it here.
It's very similar to sort of grant proposal, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, some grant proposal are very strict on the proposal.
Yeah.
They actually follow the spending on the seasonal method.
Yes, sir.
Very seasonal, and with the accountants in front of the
yes
interviewer, right? We say something before, right? The accountants asking about spending. Why not spending? The problem is why you do not spend it.
Yeah. So grants are like a little bit like even though it is stricter, they are like little bit still lenient, but investors are like always like hard, because like they are putting their money and they need like for the grant. It's not like you are wasting the money. Like of course, if you publish a paper, if you publish a patent, it is acceptable but for the investor, they need to like, we need to start getting revenue with whatever money they have put inside the company.
The return. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. Okay, so yes, so now let's move into the second portion. So yes, today's session is going to be a little bit like out of the time limits, because like I wanted to like share more of these information with you, which will be helpful for you. So the next thing we are going to see is, okay, like once you have done all these things, you need to pitch your startup. So this is where you need to make people understand your idea, right? So as I told you before, if you tell them 10 different problem statements, then if you go and like speak with an investor, and if you go and like speak 10 different problems, the investor will not invest in your company. If the investor is not able to understand what you are going to do, then the investor is not going to feel comfortable with your company. Okay, so this is why pitching is very important. So basically, pitching is nothing but like presenting your business idea and its outcome in a very short span of time that is like clearly understandable by anyone, like even if they don't have any technical experience. So that is why I told you like investor presentation is completely different from a technical presentation. So why do we pitch? Basically, like the very important thing is funding. So as a business, like money is very important. Like without money coming in, we can't run a business. So for the money to come in, we need investors to put money inside the company. For the investors to put money inside the company, the investors should be confident about our business. And for the investors to be confident about our business, we need to convey what our business is doing in a very clear and in a very easy manner for them to understand. So that is why we are going to do we need to do pitching, of course, like convincing our investors and audience with our solution. And like again, even if you go and speak with a farmer, like they are going to you need to like convince them, right? Like if you are not able to convince them, then they are not going to buy your product. So if you take an anti-dandruff shampoo, they are not creating any advertisements with, oh, my anti-dandruff shampoo has this chemical X, chemical Y that will help you to like reduce your reduce your dandruff. Like anti-hair fall shampoo. Okay, my anti-hair fall shampoo has this dimethylene triglyceride to help you. So if they put an advertisement like this, no one is going to buy, right? So they always project on the value. So if you go and see the shampoo, like you are going to see a beautiful model like showing her like silky hair, right? So why are they like promoting that? So that is their value. They are just showing that value. What sort of value? So if you use the shampoo, you are going to like get a good hair like that. So that is like Apple iPhone, like any electronic product, like they don't tell you, okay, Samsung phone, they don't tell you that, okay, I have this gyro sensor inside it. I have this like my processor speed is like 2.4 gigahertz. They don't tell anything like that, right? Like, of course, few of the companies also like give you some base specifications, but it's all about like how much value they are providing. So that is what pitching is like. Of course, in the final, I am going to like show you one video. So in order for you to pitch, you need to prepare an investor presentation. And basically, in simple words, the investor presentation is something like the resume of your startup. So if you are applying for a job, you are going to submit a resume, right? That the resume needs to be good enough, right? It needs to be attractive, right? If your resume is not attractive, then you are not going to get any interview call. So the same thing, if your investor presentation is not good and if it is not attractive, then no investor is going to be interested in your company. So basically, I don't want to like go into much details, but I'm just going to give you a small template of what the investor presentation is going to look like. And I'm also going to show you my company's investor presentation. So basically, these 14 things are going to be present in an investor presentation. The very first thing, your company name, what sort of problem you are going to solve, what is your solution, what is your product, what is your market size, who are all the competitors, why your product is defensible. Like what if anyone can copy your product? So you need to prove your investor that your product is will not be easily copied by a imitator or a competitor. Then what sort of traction you have? Traction means like if you have any sales, like how much sales you have. Then how are you going to sell this product to a customer? That is your go-to market. What is your business model? How much revenue are you expecting? What is your team? What is the background of your team? How much money you need? What is your roadmap? So if you have built your business model canvas, it will help you to answer all of these things. And then if you put all of these things in a slide like this, that is what the investor presentation will look like. So basically, like you will have a the very first slide, you will just have your company name. Then you will have a one tagline of what your company is doing. So see, if I just say on the spot infectious disease diagnostics, then you are able to easily understand, right? Anyone is finding it difficult? Anyone finding difficult if I just say my company's tagline? This is how your statement should be. Like it should be like only one line. So if you just say this one line, people should be able to understand.
Hello, member semua, cuaca baik ya. Kita naik pukul 4 dekat Tokong okay.
Then of course, like you have a slide on the problem, you have a slide on the solution, you have a slide on your product, you have a slide on the market size, you have a slide on how you are different from your competitors, you have a slide on where you stand when you compare with other competitors, you have a slide on your roadmap. So this is where like, okay, you do it for coconut farming, then probably after 1 year you'll do for mango farming, after 1 year you'll do for like rice farming, something like your product roadmap. Then have you achieved any sales already? Then who is your team? What is the background of your team? Who are all your advisors? Then how much money you are looking to raise, which will come from your financial model. If you haven't built your financial model, you will not know how much money you need. So then you end your slide. So this is just a template. I will not be sharing you my slide deck because it is like like it's the original. There is no modification here like what I did in the financial model. So it is like confidential, but I'm just like showing you so that you can understand like how visually appealing it should be, and you can understand how it is different from a technical presentation. So there isn't a single word on the technical aspects of the product here. If you see, like it's all like very high level, right? So that is what an investor will be able to understand. If you just put any technical details there, then the investor will not be able to understand anything. So now I just want to end this by just giving you this link because we are already like little bit out of time. So I'm going to like share this link so that you can see how the pitching will look like. So something like if you can like pitch your idea, something like what it is presented in this video, it will be like very good. So for the next week, it's pretty big activity. So of course I want you all to do this activity so that you will gain some knowledge out of this mentorship session, and it will help you in your career. So for the next week, you are going to do the financial model, you are going to prepare the investor presentation, and also any prototype that you already have. Then in the final session, you are going to like really pitch your company, pitch your idea, like how it happens in the video that I just shared. Okay. So any questions?
from me.
Any questions? Okay.
No question.
Okay. Okay. So if you're all clear, then so let's then meet on 8th. So start preparing your financial model, start preparing your investor presentation, and start preparing your prototypes, and start preparing your pitch. So you have like 4 activities for the next session. Okay, but please like do it as a team. If you do it as a team, like of course it is going to be like very light on you. Like if just a single person do all this 4, then it is going to be like a heavy task. But if you do it as a team, it is going to be really easy for you to like do this. And also like each one will share their perspectives and different ideas, which will help you to like improve whatever you are doing also.
So by the way, Dr. Arjun, you're going
Yes,
to share this what they call your assignment, right? You post the assignment here.
Yeah, yes, sir. So preparing a financial model investor
Yes.
presentation. Yes, sir.
You're going to share this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So next session, they will share the financial model. They will pitch their company using the presentation they have done.
Yeah.
And
good, right?
also, yes, sir. And also, if they have any prototype, they will also like demo it.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
they have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. I think the other group already joined.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. We can just continue on the presentation and the progress updating by HG24.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. So see you next session.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Ali.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Arjun.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you,
Bye.
Dr. Arjun.
Okay, Nazwa, Ade, Nazwa and team. Ade kan, Nazwa.
Ada doktor.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
all like share your videos also? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I kenal muka you, Nazwa. Yeah, now I recognize you now. Okay, next one. Can you we have
Okay, so yeah, can
Yeah.
you start like walking through your business model canvas?
Yeah.
Okay, can anyone explain it?
Okay, okay, doctor. This is our business model canvas. So our key partner for this project is UTHM Health Center or pharmacy. Okay, the key activities of our product is to the product development, for internal management, and to distribute. And this is key. This product also have to regular maintenance and restocking. The value propositions is easy accessibility to avoid congestion at pharmacy counter, and this dispenser is to improve distribution of medicine and helping the healthcare facilities to decide about activities. And this product is use of technology-based innovation. For the customer, our customer relationship is they can self-service. This product can self-service system, and this will easy communication that creates a comfortable and trustworthy relationship. And this also can improve the hospital service. The channels that we use to develop our product is pharmacies and distribution. Next is for customer family, and customer segment. Patients, doctors, and doctors. For the cost structure, first is medicine dispenser promotion. Next is R&D costing. Maintenance for the dispenser. Last is revenue streams, which is R&D, and the brokerage fees. And last is we can get from the sales of the profit.
Okay. Can you go up and like zoom out a little bit? Yeah. Okay. So the self-service system is basically your value proposition. So basically, like, of course, the mission is the self-service mission, right? But you are not selling the mission itself to the hospital as a self-service system, right? So it's not like you have a vending machine which sells this vending machine, right? You have a vending machine which sells the medicines, but you are going to sell this vending machine not to the patient. You are going to sell this vending machine to the hospital, right? So that is not a self-service system. Basically, you need to like go speak with the hospitals, interact with them. So there is like a lot of conversations that need to happen before you sell this vending machine. So it is not a self-service system, but your product's value is a self-service system, because like that's your product's uniqueness or like offering, right? So the self-service system should come into the value proposition. Then of course the improving hospitals service also should come into the value proposition. Basically, customer relationship means how are you going to have relationship with the customer to sell your product. So whether you are going to have a direct relationship or whether you are going to introduce some dealers in between you and the hospital to sell your product. So that is what customer relationship is. Okay. So for example, if you are buying a for example, if you are buying a Honda car, so if you are buying a Honda car, you don't directly go to the Honda factory to buy that Honda car, right? You go to a dealer who is having all the Honda cars. So Honda company customer relationship is through dealership. Honda company is not directly selling that car to you. They have dealers who are like spread across many parts of the country, and these dealers get like many number of Honda cars, and they have it in their warehouse or like go down, and then they sell these cars to you, right? So that is basically what customer relationship mean. Can you go down? So how do R&D comes in revenue stream? Can anyone explain that? So you have R&D as a cost. Yes, that is correct. You need to spend some money to do research and development, but how is this R&D coming into revenue streams? How are you going to make money from this R&D? Any guess? I'm not asking any question myself. I'm just asking question from what you have written there. So can anyone answer? So who wrote R&D in the revenue stream?
Ada jawapan? Hantam je. Nazwa, tak apa. Jawab je.
I'm not sure.
So who wrote R&D then? Okay. Okay, so sometimes R&D can also be a revenue stream if you patent it and if you license your intellectual property to outside. So that's why I wanted to like really ask that question. Of course, yes, R&D is a cost, but it can also generate some revenue if you license your intellectual property. So one good example for this is, you all use Samsung mobile phone, right? Samsung or like any Android mobile phone. If any Android mobile phone uses like Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, the Snapdragon processor is coming from the design of the processor is coming from a company called ARM. Anyone knows it? ARM. So basically, the ARM is the company which designs the microprocessor, basically, and they license this microprocessor design to all the companies like Qualcomm, MediaTek. So for every Samsung, for every mobile phone you get, ARM will get a certain portion of money as royalty fee, because the processor they are using use ARM's design. So this is how, even though they incur R&D cost, they patent it and they license that intellectual property, and they also make money from that R&D. So it all depends upon your company, whether your company can like do the same thing. So that you need to like think. But sometimes for like most of this hardware products, like it is a bit difficult, but then if you just have some design and if you patent that design and if you just license that patent, then you can also make some money from R&D. Okay. Okay. So did you fill anything in the value proposition canvas? The value proposition canvas, yeah. I think you muted. Can you like unmute? And I just asked if you have filled anything in the value proposition canvas. Like you can see a sheet near the business model canvas, right? There is another sheet called value proposition canvas. So did you fill anything there?
No, doctor. We didn't do that.
Okay. So maybe you can also do that. So if you go to the value proposition canvas, if you do that activity, it will help you to understand more about what are all your customers' pain points, what are all the customer is looking to gain from your product. So it will help you to like really fill up this value proposition and customer segment, because value proposition is the most important thing for any startup. If you don't have a good value proposition, then no customer will be interested to buy your product. So that is very important. Okay, so let's jump into today's session. Okay, so today we are at session 3. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen?
Yes, doctor.
Okay,
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so today we are at session 3. So in the last 2 sessions, we learned about design thinking, lean startup, and business model canvas. So whenever you start with anything, like if you have any idea, the very first thing that I will encourage you to do is design thinking, like understanding who your customers are, what sort of problems they are facing, then start to like define the problem statement, ideate solutions, prototype your solutions, then validate your prototypes, and then once you have certain idea, then you will start to fill up the business model canvas, which will help you to think about the different aspects of business, like different aspects of what you should think of if you want to convert your project or prototype into a startup venture. So that's what you did last week. So this week we are going to focus on 3 different things. We are going to focus on financial modeling, pitching, preparing your investor presentation. So if you filled your business model canvas, you can see that there is one important bucket called as cost structure, where you just put like 3 lines there, right? That's it, like R&D, something like that. But when you really want to start a company, or when you really go and speak with the investor, you can't just take this business model canvas and show them. You need to show numbers. Okay, for R&D, how much money you are going to spend? For sales, how much money you are going to spend? For marketing, how much money you are going to spend? So you need to really start now thinking about how much money you really need for your company to run, how much money you really need to develop your product. So this is what building a financial model for your company will help you to do. And it's not only for company. Whenever you go to work for a company, there are like going to be a lot of projects. For each project, the company will build a financial model like this to understand whether the project they are doing can be profitable for the company or not. Because no company wants to do an unprofitable project, right? No company wants to do a project where they spend $1 million without any returns. Every company activity is kind of like motivated towards getting profit, motivated towards getting more money. If they want to put $1 million into a project, then they will do it only if they are going to get some profit out of this project. If the project has a potential to generate $2 million, they will be happy to spend $1 million. But if the project can generate only $100,000, then they will not be happy to spend $1 million for any project. So building this financial model will help you to really understand how much money you need to spend for whatever project you are doing, or whatever product you are building, for whatever company you are working on, or whether even you are going to start up your own company. So financial modeling is basically very simple. Basically, it is like only 2 things to understand. Basically, cash flow statement. So cash flow statement is basically cash in and cash out of your company. That is what you need to really understand in this financial model. How much money is going to come inside your company? How much money is going to go outside of your company? So if you are going to get investment, so for example, okay, let's imagine I am an investor. So now I am going to give you 10,000 ringgits for you to build this product, whatever you are going to do. So then this 10,000 ringgits is going to be cash into your company. Then with this $10,000, if you start to spend that money, so for example, you are going to get an Arduino board, so you are going to spend like 200 ringgits. You are going to get some electronic components, you are going to spend 500 ringgits. You are going to prototype it, you are going to spend 1,000 ringgits. So these are all cash out of the company. So if you build this for the next 1 year, this is what we call it as financial model. So for you to build this for the next 1 year, you need to start visualizing what are all the milestones you are going to achieve, how much time you are going to take to build your product, how much it will cost you, what are all the resources you need to build this product. So this is what you are going to do it. So when you are thinking about all these costs, there are like 3 different costs that happen for any company. Like one is fixed cost, one is variable cost, one is one-time cost. So fixed costs are costs that does not change. Basically, if you get an office space, you are going to pay a rent every month the same. If you are going to buy a equipment, it is going to be having a fixed cost. But variable cost basically changes. So if you have only 2 people in your team this month, and next month if you hire 2 additional people, then there's going to be some cost increment, right? So this is like variable cost. Then there will be some cost which are like just one time. So basically when you incorporate a company, you will pay some fees to the legal person, or like you'll pay a fee to the government. So these are all like one-time cost. And then basically you need to also think about revenue. How much revenue you are going to get? When are you going to get this revenue? So I'm going to now ask you a question. So Noor Hidayah, so how much time do you think you will need to build this medicine dispenser machine? A fully functional machine that can be installed in a hospital. So how much time do you think you will be needing?
I think a few months, like
So
6 months.
6 months. Okay. So how much money do you think it will cost you to build this?
1,000 maybe. I'm not sure about exact amount, but maybe a few thousand ringgit, like 5,000 or more.
Okay, 5,000 ringgit, 6 months. So how much money do you think you can sell this?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Just an assumption. I'm not here to like mark you anything. So just
10,000.
Okay, so you are going to you are estimating that you can sell this at 10,000 ringgits. The cost to make this is 5,000 ringgits, which means you are having like 50% of profit margin. Okay. So how many units do you think you can sell in 1 year?
Maybe 5.
Okay, so for every year you assume that your revenue will be 50,000 ringgits, right? So this is like a very preliminary assumption of a financial model basically, but now I am going to show you a real financial model that I did for my company. But of course the numbers there are like not the same, because like I just changed these numbers. It is all imaginary numbers so that I can remove all the confidential information. But this is how you will need to build your financial model for your company for the next 1 year or like 2 years. So investors will always ask you a financial model for 2 years. Okay. So starting from now, if you go to any investor, they are going to tell you to send them a financial model for the next 2 years. So this is how you need to really now think each and every aspect of your business. So Noor Hidayah just told me that it will cost $5,000 for making this machine. Yes, $5,000 is for the product. Like it is basically the raw material of making this machine. But what about other cost? It is not like you just put 5,000 ringgits and like make the machine, right? You need people, you need manpower, you need like some R&D. So like there are like many costs associated with this, which will help you to come to a point where you just put 5,000 ringgit and manufacture this, right? But then before this, you need to do many work, right? Like R&D, validation, hiring, sales and marketing, like all of these things are there, right? So this is where you need to now really think about many different things. So for example, how many people are you going to employ? If you build your business model canvas, you are going to it will help you to do this financial model, because whatever is present in this business financial model is going to be present in the business model canvas. Key resources, what are all the resources you need? The most important resources is human resources. How many people do you need for you to do your R&D? How many people do you need to do sales and marketing? How many people do you need to do some get some regulatory clearance? So you need to think about all of these things, and then you need to think about how much money you are going to pay them as salary for every month. Okay, so if you put all of these things, then you put all of the things for your R&D, like, okay, how much money you are going to spend for like hardware components, how much money you are going to spend for prototyping. So these are like assumptions. Basically, I'm not asking you to build, I'm not asking you to write numbers which are 100% correct, but then it should be in that range, basically. So if you say your investor that, okay, I'm going to hire a chief scientist for $3,000, then when you hire a chief scientist, the salary of the chief scientist should be around this $3,000, maybe like 2,800, 2,900, 3,000, 3,100, 3,200. It is fine, but it's not like you spend $10,000 per month. So there is some margin still, but this margin needs to be acceptable, and this is where you also need to do validation. So you need to go into LinkedIn, you need to go into hiring platforms, you need to find out how much people are paid today. So if you are going to hire a hardware engineer who is having like 5 years of experience, what is the market price of the candidate? So how much companies are paying? If all the companies are paying $2,000, you also need to pay $2,000, right? Of course, you need to pay even more, because as a startup company, you don't have any branding, right? So for example, if Google is paying $2,000, you need to pay at least $2,500 for the person to convince him to come and join into your company, right? Because obviously, like, even though Google is only paying $2,000, the person is going to go to Google because the Google is like a very big company. It has a very good branding and things like that. So you need to now compensate for that, right? Then you need to pay $2,500 to get that candidate into your company. So you need to like account all of these things. Then how much money you are going to spend for components, prototyping, fabrication, all these things. Then do testing, get some regulatory clearance, office space, logistics, shipping, transportation, travel, any legal fees, company, corporate filing fees. So all of these things. So you need to now really think about what are all your fixed costs, what are all your variable costs, what are all your one-time costs. So if you start to think about all of these things and put it for every month, and if you build this for the next 1 year or like 2 years, this is your whole cash flow statement for your company. So when you do this, you can now sum up all of this money to understand how much money you are going to spend every month. So every month, this will help you to really understand, okay, for every month, I need at least this much of money if I want to build my company. So every month I need at least like $30,000, $40,000. Like after some point, it is like rising even to like $70,000, $90,000, $60,000, something like that. And then now if you put how much money is coming into your company as an investment. So if the investor is going to put $400,000 in your company, and if you put this $400,000, by the end of the month, after all your expenses, you will have $374,000. Then the next month, you are going to spend $28,000 from this $374,000, and then you will have only $346,000. Then the next month you spend another $24,000, you will have $321,000. Next month, $25,000, $296,000. So this will like keep on reducing. So it will keep on reducing until a point where you will start to see minus values. So this is where you need to start generating revenue. Either you need to generate revenue or you need to raise your next investment round. Okay. So for example, how much? So can you run a company with minus bank balance? Cannot, right? So you need money, right? So how this money will come? So then this is where you need to either get revenue. So for example, imagine, okay, so let's say, okay, so here I'm going to get 50,000 revenue. So I now saved my company. But then the next month my company dies. Okay, next month also I need to get 50,000 revenue. Okay, I saved my company, but the next month it is dying. So now, okay, next month I need to now get, like, I'm going to double my sales, 100,000. Okay, my company is like, okay, but then it is like still very, very close. Okay, next month I am going to like get another 100,000 sales. So this is how, like, your financial model will help you to really think about like how much money you are going to spend across every month, how much money you need in order for you to like run your company. So if you don't have this financial model, then you will really not know. So like Noor Hidayah said, if Noor Hidayah just go to the investor and says, I need $5,000 and I can like sell this machine for 10,000 ringgits, 5,000 ringgits and 10,000 ringgits, then the investor will happily give you 5,000 ringgits. But then if Noor Hidayah didn't build this financial model, this is where Noor Hidayah will now be scratching her head, because she didn't account for anything, these things, right? You just accounted only for the manufacturing cost, 5,000 ringgits. But now if you start thinking about what you can do with 5,000 ringgits, you can't do anything. So now if you go to the investor and ask him, oh, sorry, I was like wrong. Now I need like at least 100,000 ringgits to even manufacture this, come to the point where I can start manufacturing this machine for 5,000 ringgits, then the investor will be angry at you. So the investor will be angry at you because you didn't properly estimate how much money your company will be spending for each and every activity that you do. So that is why building this financial model is very, very important, and you will be building a financial model for your company for 1 year. Starting from Jan 2023, you will build a financial model similar like this for 1 year. And then you will know how much money you need if you want to really start a company with this product idea. So by the end of 1 year, for example, okay, so Noor Hidayah said like by 6 months onwards, like she can start to generate revenue. So just put some money after 6 months. See, okay, like every year. So Noor Hidayah just told me that like every year she can sell 5 machines like this. So then every year it is like only 50,000 ringgits, right? So every year, if she can generate only 50,000 ringgits, but then every month if she is spending like 30,000 ringgits, then obviously the company cannot be sustained, right? So then either you need to reduce your spending or you need to increase your selling. If you increase your selling, then you need to hire a lot of sales people. Then that will also again incur some cost. So you need to like, it's kind of an exercise. You need to like plug in money here, there, here and there and here and there, and see like finally you will build this financial model. Okay. But it will help you to understand what it really needs to run a business, like, because each and everything is a trade-off. Okay, so you see, like I have a sales and marketing team. Okay, I have a marketing team here. I hire 5 more people and then I change this to $10,000. Then suddenly all my costing will change. All my price will change. So you need to like think about all of these things. So this is financial model. So if you build this financial model, basically it will help you to answer all of these questions. How much capital you need to achieve your milestones? how much money you are going to spend every month. What is the customer acquisition cost? So customer acquisition cost means if you are publishing an advertisement for 10,000 ringgits in a Malaysian TV, and if you get 10,000 customers, then your customer acquisition cost is 1 ringgit per person. But at the same time, if you spend 10,000 ringgits on an advertisement and you get only one customer for your product, then your customer acquisition cost is 10,000 ringgits. And if you sell this product for 10,000 ringgits, basically you are at zero profit, right? Basically you are at loss because you spend 10,000 ringgits for advertisement. You spend 5,000 ringgits for manufacturing this machine. So total cost is 15,000 ringgits, but you sell only at 10,000 ringgits, which means 5,000 ringgit is loss for you. So you need to think about all of these things. So when do you start to make money? How much profit you can make? So once you build this, you will be able to answer all of these questions, which the investor will ask you. So we saw about financial model. Now let's see about pitching and preparing an investor presentation. So what is pitching? Basically, pitching means presenting your business idea, your value in a short span of time that is easy for anyone to understand. It is not a technical presentation, basically. All the investors you are going to speak with, or like any customer you are going to speak with, you need to assume that they have zero knowledge, zero technical knowledge. They are not coming from electronics engineering background. They are not even coming from any engineering background. Your investors are coming from some finance background. So all they consider important is, okay, I give you $500, how much money you will give me back? What is the return on investment? That is what they are concerned about. Whatever is working, going to, like, whether you are going to put a Arduino sensor or whether you are going to put a Raspberry Pi, they are not going to care about it. So you need to convey your message that is understandable for them. Basically, it is so whatever is understandable for you and your team may not be understandable for them, because you come from engineering background. You can speak with all the technical terms, but they will not be able to understand anything of this. So if you go to a hospital and say them that, hey, my pill dispensing machine operates at 3 gigahertz speed, operates at 1 gigahertz speed, will they be able to understand? No, right? So you need to present your idea in a way that it is easily understandable by people not coming from your background. So that is what pitching is. So why should we pitch? Basically, to get funding. The most important thing is to get funding for your company, and also to convince your investors, your customers to basically convince your customers to buy your solution, convince your investors to invest in your company. So let's take this shampoo example. If you go and buy anti-hair fall shampoo, is the company marketing like, oh, my shampoo has this diethylene hydrochloride which will help your hair growth? Are they marketing like this? So how are they marketing anti-hair fall shampoo? So how are they marketing any beauty products? Let's say, for example, any beauty products. You would have seen any advertisement, right? Like many advertisements, many like shampoo, powder, like all these beauty product advertisements, right? So how are they marketing it? Can anyone let me know that?
Can I explain other than beauty products like detergent?
What?
Detergent?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Advertisement uses the, if on the cloth has dirty. So when you wash using detergent, then it will become clean, like 99% and something like that.
Yes. So they don't say anything like, okay, my detergent is having this like hydrochloric some chemical that will help you to clean your clothes, right? They don't say it, right? They basically show a dirty cloth, and they take a bucket, they put this detergent, they dip that cloth into the bucket, then sparkling white, right? So this is how basically you also need to. So this is pitching basically. This is how you need to pitch your idea to any investor or customer. It's not like you pitch that, okay, my solution is having an Arduino board or a Raspberry Pi board. Okay, so that is what pitching is all about. Finally, I will show you one example. But then how to pitch, like what materials you need to pitch, what materials you need in order for you to pitch your company to an investor. You need an investor presentation. Basically, an investor presentation is different from a technical presentation. As engineer, we are all very good at presenting our product or our idea technically. We can just put it, oh, okay, my literature review, I referred to this IEEE paper. This is my block diagram. This is my specifications. We all can do it, right? But no investor is going to be happy with that presentation. All the investor cares is, as I told you before, all the investor cares is about your company as a whole, not your product. Whether your company has the potential to grow, not focused on your product. So that is why investor presentation is different from a technical presentation. Basically, investor presentation, you can consider it as the resume of your startup. So when you all apply for a job, you will have a resume, right? If the resume is only good, you will get any interview call, right? If the resume is not good, if the resume is not attractive, no one is going to even call you for an interview. So very similar. If the investor presentation is not good and attractive, no investor will even call you for having a meeting with you. No investor will even give you an opportunity to pitch your idea to him. So that is why your investor presentation needs to be very attractive, very good looking. So I'm going to now give you a small template of how the investor presentation will look like and what are all the things that you need to put. Again, it is all coming from the business model canvas. If you have built the business model canvas, you can easily build an investor presentation. So basically, you will have like 14 to 15 slides in your investor presentation. It will start with your company name. What is the problem you are going to solve? What is the solution you are providing? What is the product you are building? What is the market size? Who are all your competitors? How you are different from your competitors? And then how much, like any traction you have already. So traction means like if you have any sales already, or if anyone is interested in your product, something like that. Then how are you going to sell your product? What is your business model? How much revenue you are going to get? Who are all your team members? What is their background? Whether you have any advisors? How much money you are going to raise? So this is where building the financial model will help you. And then what is the roadmap for your company? So now I'm going to show you one my startup's investor presentation for you to like understand how the investor presentation looks like. So if you see this, I have like one slide basically with my company logo, company name, and I have like a one tagline of my company. So without seeing any of the slide below, if you just read this tagline itself, the investor will be able to understand what my company is doing, right? So on the spot infectious disease diagnostics. Anyone think that my company is making shampoo? Anyone think that my company is making chocolate biscuits? No, right? Well, just by seeing this tagline, the investor clearly understands, okay, what my company is all about. So that will help him to now really see the next set of slides through that lens. Okay, so this is how you kind of like make the investor feel comfortable. If the investor does not feel comfortable with what your company is doing, then the investor will not invest any money. The investor needs to be comfortable. The investor needs the way you present information should be so easy that the investor should be able to understand it without even like reading it the second time. So just by seeing it, the investor should be able to understand it. So that is why if you see, all the headings are basically taglines. Can you see? So I don't have any heading like introduction, product, block diagram, system diagram. I don't have any heading like that. I directly put the statement there. This is my problem statement. Existing infectious disease diagnostics is an inefficient process. Just by putting it as a problem statement, the investor is going to understand what problem I'm going to solve, right? Then I put like highly important keywords like highly centralized, labor intensive, time consuming. Then I give some small description about each of these keywords. So this will really make the investor to understand what sort of problem I am trying to solve. Then solution. I didn't put a heading like solution. My slide heading is our solution allows for on-spot diagnosis at the patient bedside. So can you see how I am linking? I have my problem. One of my most big problem is highly centralized sample collection done at bedside and transported to a centralized lab. And this is where I say that every 1 hour of delay like increases the mortality rate of the patient by 8%. So my solution is on-spot diagnosis at the patient bedside itself. No need to transfer. So see, highly centralized, I put like point of care portable instrument. Labor intensive, it is all automated cartridge. So no, it is not labor intensive. Time consuming, again, like automated cartridge. I remove all the steps to make it like very less time consuming, and like I identify many pathogens. So see how I conveyed my value here in a single slide. So of course, like there is one more slide. Like usually, like people will have only one slide, but I have like 2 slides here. Then what is my product all about? I didn't put like infectious disease diagnostic system, or I didn't put something like pill dispenser system. I just put, okay, in just 2 steps, infectious diseases can be diagnosed. This is the value, like the detergent, right? Like you put the cloth, you take it like clean, right? So the value, just 2 steps. You just need to do 2 steps. No need to like be labor intensive. No need to be time consuming. Just 2 steps. And I just like simplify all of these things. I didn't put any single technical word here. Like of course there are little bit of like technical words here, but still it is like plain English. I'm not putting like okay, I'm using like something like Streptococcus pneumoniae. So here if you see multi-pathogen identification, I just put like that. I didn't put like coronavirus, Nipah virus, dengue. I didn't put anything like that, right? So like it should, like the presentation needs to be very, very simple. Then what is the market size? Okay, so we are targeting an initial market of like $3.5 billion, but I am showing that it is not only $3.5 billion, it is like a $20 billion market. So you can see that the round is small here, the round is little bit big, and the round is very big here. So see like how I am like showing that value. So then of course, like there are many competitors, but like how I am different, like how I am making it difficult for the competitor to copy my product. So that is called as defensibility. Okay. So every product, so see, like if you have a Samsung phone, you go to Shenzhen in China, you can buy like a similar type of phone there. Basically, it is easy to copy the outer structure. But Android, like of course, like many phone are also like having Android. But can you get any fake iPhone? No, right? Like of course it will look like an iPhone, but you will not have iOS inside it, right? So that is defensibility. Apple has like made sure that only with their proprietary hardware or like their proprietary processor, iOS can be installed. iOS cannot be installed in other platforms. Even if they are able to install, you will not be able to access all this iTunes, all this App Store and things like that. So this is what defensibility is. So for your product, how are you going to be different from your competitor? And then how are you going to be different from your competitor? Basically, like, okay, these are all the competitors, but I am like different because I do all of these things at faster time to results and like at lower cost. So like conveying like your value. And then this is kind of like the roadmap basically. Okay, like my company is not defined by only this product. I have like many other plans. Because see, if you take any company, they have like many products, right? Like there isn't any company that just makes one product, right? Because what if the product fails? Then the company will fail, right? So that is why investors will always be asking you, what is your future plans? So if you take detergent again, you have powder detergent, you have a liquid detergent, you have top loading washing machine liquid detergent, front loading washing machine liquid detergent. Then you have this laundry sanitizer, you have this comfort, what is that, softener, laundry softener. So you have like many products, right? So similarly, of course, you are starting with pill dispensing machine, but what is the next product you are going to do? So you need to also think about those things. Then okay, so is any hospital interested in your product? Okay, yes. So okay, we spoke with UTHM. UTHM has given us a letter of interest, something like that. So these are all kind of like traction that the investor will be looking to see. So then what is the background of your team? Whether you are having any advisors. So if you have like clinician advisors, then these are all like kind of like makes you more credible for the investor. So the investor will be happy to like see more credibility in your company. So then finally, how much money you are going to look to raise to develop your product. So then you finally end this. So basically I just have like only 14 slides. So 14 to 15 slides, but see like how it is very different from a technical presentation. So that is what I want you all to also do. So yeah, so this week you will have like 3 activities. One is like building a financial model, then building this investor presentation, then finally you are going to pitch your startup idea in a way like a real entrepreneur. So for that I'm going to post this video link here. So you just like see this video later after today's session. So see how this entrepreneur is pitching their startup idea. That is how I want you also to pitch during the next session. So any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, doctor.
So next session is on 8th Jan. So basically you will prepare a financial model, you will prepare your investor presentation for your startup idea, and then you will pitch your idea during the next session based on this investor presentation that I just showed you, and you will also demo whatever prototype you have. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
Doctor.
Yeah.
Financial model tu yang in Excel.
Yeah. Yes.
For a year.
For a year. Yes.
Okay.
For 1 year. Yeah. So okay. So I want to help you here. So don't use Excel. Basically use Google Sheets so that you can collaborate with your team members easily. So just use Google Sheet. So and then share this link to all of your team members, so each and everyone can fill up, each and everyone can like give their perspectives also. If you use a Excel sheet, then it will be difficult for you to like do version control, because you will have one version, like your friends will have another version. But if you just have a single document, then everyone can just include whatever ideas they have into your Excel sheet. Similarly, even for preparing the investor presentation, you can either use Canva or you can use Google Slides again. So you can just use Google Slides or Canva, and then you can share this link to your friends, so they can like input their own ideas there also. Okay. Okay, so if there are no questions, so let's close the session. Sir, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so far so good. I think the students are loaded with a lot of questions. There are a lot of stuff to think of. Where is the lifetime thought?
Yes,
think
sir.
about the lifetime. They are very useful in the coming session, and of course, probably if they spin off some days, right?
Yes.
And that could be very valuable when they start to think about spin off.
Yes.
Probably not now, right? I don't know.
Yes, definitely. The skills they are going to gain now is not only if they start a company. Even if they go to work in a company, these skill sets will help them to grow further in their career. And finally, maybe after 10-20 years, they will have like all the technical skill sets, and maybe they will like have a lot of money in their bank account that they can like take a risk on like starting up their own company and trying it out also.
Yes. I appreciate, right? I think that is very correct, right? And we to spin off, right? A lot of criteria need to be prepared, right? And of course the mindset, mindset as well.
The risk taking mindset is very important.
Yes. Thank you very much for Dr. Arjun for sharing and this guideline, right? So could you please upload the instruction on the
Yes, sir, sure.
On the WhatsApp, right? And then I will share to the student.
Yes,
so what
sure,
are to be expected in the next section, right? Next section will be the final section.
Yes, sir.
Where we are going to see the prototype properly. Some of them are going to present prototype, and some of them are going to defend about the prototype, and are they going to match to the business model?
Yes.
Which probably contradicting. I don't know, but let's see how they works out, right? I think this is a good exercise. I'll see you next week all. Thank you very much for joining. Take good care. Bye-bye.